Good morning, everyone. I have a really busy day ahead of me today, so I thought I'd vlog. I'm finally doing something interesting, maybe. I'm just in my pajamas right now, trying to get ready. My makeup's already done, which looks kind of wonky on camera. But yeah, I'm gonna eat some breakfast and then get dressed and start my day. So here's my breakfast, just some bacon and some kale. I burnt some of the kale, but that's okay. And I cooked it in the like bacon grease, so essentially it just tastes like bacon. So this is one big plate of bacon. But I told myself I was gonna eat breakfast today because I don't know when or what I'm gonna be able to eat today. Hey, I got my rental car. That was a huge issue. Nothing that I do can ever be easy. So the lady couldn't get logged into her computer, or she couldn't get logged into the program or something, and then she had an issue with like typing my information in, and since it was all going through like the guy's insurance that hit me, like I guess insurance is really like picky about like what rental car you can have and like how many miles the car has to have or can't have and how long I'm like gonna have the car for. So the car that they originally had like set aside for me wasn't going through in the computer, so they couldn't give that car to me. And they did that like two or three times with other cars, and finally they found this car for me. But it took forever, and it like wasn't their fault, but I had another appointment. I had the chiropractor to go to, but luckily they let me. Hey guys, that kind of cut me off. I don't even know if I'll add that into the vlog because I don't even know what I else said. But I was driving, and it was probably a good thing anyways to not be driving and vlogging. But I was trying to vlog, and all of a sudden I get this thing on my phone. It's like a, I don't know, like an alert thing that says like cannot like manage Wi-Fi at this time, like unplug USB and plug back in, and it just said the same thing now, and I actually read it, and it said something about like can't file transfer unless you have like a Mac OS X or whatever, and I'm just like plugging my phone in to charge it. Like I don't want to transfer any files to this car. This is a rental car. Can you even transfer files from your phone to a car? I'm confused. Anyways, I'm in my rental car. It's a Kia Soul. It's actually really nice. I had some issues with, I couldn't figure out how to open the like gas tank. That was an easy fix. But I was driving. I was late for my chiropractor appointment, but they pushed it back. So I wasn't actually late. I just went with like a different chiropractor, which was fine. And then I had to drop off my package to the post office that I sold on Poshmark, but I tried to get out of my car and the key was like stuck in the ignition and I could not get it out, and I was freaking out, and I called Dustin and I was like, you need to help, you need to Google it, like I'm gonna be late for this appointment anyways. But I figured it out kind of. Yeah, it's weird, it's goofy. This has Sirius radio too, which is awesome, so I'm listening to all like the punk and rock stations. But yeah, I went to the comic book store. I got my Watchmen Doomsday Clock. I got I think 4. No, I got 3 because I have 1 and 2 and they're only out up to 5 right now. He said that the next issue will be out in about a month, but I am just behind on all this comic book news and whatnot. I guess I don't really like read comic books that much anymore, but the last time I was here, I came here with my friend Sean, and we're both into comic books, so I was like, hey, let's stop at the comic book store, and there's this like Watchmen Doomsday Clock comic on the like this week's comics rack, and I saw a couple like talking about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? And it's apparently a sequel to Watchmen, and I was like, how did I miss this? Like, Watchmen is my favorite, like, graphic novel ever. So then I went there today to get more of them, and then I found out that they restarted Kick-Ass. And they're making new comics of Kick-Ass. And they're also making new comics of Hit Girl, which I kind of knew about, but I had no clue that they were making they like they didn't redo it. It's like a different guy. I haven't finished the second Kick-Ass, which is why I didn't pick any of them up, but it's a new guy and I'm kind of worried about that. I don't really know. So I want to Google that and, you know, look into that a little bit more, but Kick-Ass is also like a favorite of mine up there. So I'm just like in the dark about all of this. But yeah, it's really windy and cloudy, and the last time I drove up here for a tattoo, I could not see the road. It was raining so hard. So hopefully it doesn't do that this time. I really hope it doesn't. I feel like I have bad luck. Every time I go out of town by myself, it is just horrible, horrible weather that I should be not driving by myself in. But I just ate at Hoo Hot. It was really tasty. I felt kind of weird like eating by myself. I like sat up at the bar and I only had like one small little plate, so they probably thought I was weird. I didn't want to eat too much before my appointment, but I don't want to be like grossly full. So I have like 3 hours to blow before my appointment. There's Plato's Closet in the background somewhere over there. I'm gonna go to Plato's Closet because I haven't been there in a while. And this one's actually usually pretty good. They have some good stuff in here, so I'm gonna do that. I probably won't go to the mall. I don't want to spend a ton of money, but I do need some new work shirts and I need capris. I have like one pair of capris and my friend April gave them to me, and I can't find capris anywhere because I'm so short. They just look like pants on me, and for work they have to be like almost black, really dark denim with like no cuts or, you know, like no holes or like bling or anything on them. So the hunt is on. Hey, what's up guys? I totally failed at vlogging yesterday. I said I had this huge fun day to vlog, and the day wasn't horrible, but the day kind of turned to crap. It, like, nothing went how I wanted it to. So I started out the day, I got the comic books that I think I showed you guys when I was in the Plato's Closet. Yeah, I was in the Plato's Closet parking lot. I found something really cool at Plato's Closet, so I'll show you guys that in a second. But after that, I went to Savers, and Savers was really busy, and I really just wanted to look at the shoes, and they didn't have much. So then I just headed to my tattoo appointment, and I was kind of early, and I had to park in a parking garage, which kind of freaked me out, because I was like, it's going to be, like, dark when I get out, and I'm going to get mugged. But, no, it was totally fine. And I was kind of nervous, like, it didn't say, like, a price for the parking garage, but I was there probably, like, my car was parked there for at least 5 hours. And I guess I'm just used to, like, this, like, Minneapolis parking garages where it's, like, $8 or $12 an hour. But I paid $1.80. But that's kind of going off on my own little rant about that. So, I'm just gonna, like, preface, whatever. I don't really think I've ever showed my tattoos really on a vlog, because I hardly make vlogs or videos. But I do have this really cool tattoo on my thigh. Maybe I'll do a tattoo video, I don't know. But it is from the same girl that I went to yesterday. And when I went there, she had forgotten about my tattoo appointment, and she didn't, I don't know, she like didn't put me down in her books or something, even though like 3 days before this she like had me call and give a deposit, and then she was like, great, see you Sunday or whatever. And I get there and she like had overbooked herself, and she was already starting like her appointment that was supposed to be my appointment. So she felt really bad. She was like, I've never done that before, like it's been crazy. And then she gave me the option to like either come back a different day or stay until like, I think my appointment was at like 2 o'clock that day, and she said like the next time she would have available would be like 7 o'clock, which I have to drive there from like an hour and a half away, and we already had plans for the night. So I was like, no, we're not staying, like I'll just come back a different day. And I was kind of nervous, like part of me is like, oh, you do me wrong like that. No, we're to my phone and it stopped recording. So usually I'm like, I wouldn't say, let me close my window because they're doing something in the mall parking lot. Ugh, super hot in here. I don't know. I don't want to say I hold a grudge, but like, if someone like does something like wrongs me, I'm like, no, like, we're not cool no more. But I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, I'll come back, like, it'll be good. And it was a good thing I did because I freaking love this tattoo and I get so many compliments on it. And she did such a good job. And I got a discount on it, so I mean, that was cool. So I get there yesterday and she's actually outside having like a smoke break. So I'm like, hey, what's up? I was early. I was probably like 20-25 minutes early. I just didn't want to like sit in the parking garage anymore. And she was like, well, actually I'm running a little late, so it might be like a little bit. And I'm like, okay, like that's cool. Like I don't have anywhere else to go. Like that's fine. So I just like sat in the tattoo shop and hung out. And then she finally gets done with the tattoo that she was working on before mine, which was probably like half an hour, 45 minutes. Like my appointment was at 4 and it was probably close to like 5 o'clock. So then that girl leaves and she comes and says, okay, I'm just gonna take another quick smoke break and then I have just one like tiny little tattoo to do before yours, which will probably only take like 20 minutes and then we'll start yours. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, it's fine. That's not bad. So that 20 minutes actually took an hour. And then she said, okay, like, let's go. She's like, I'm going to take another smoke break. Like, come outside with me and we'll talk about your tattoo. Because really the only thing that we had for sure down was like the moth I wanted. And then I told her I wanted like patchouli, rosemary, and lavender, like those herbs around it in some way. I didn't really know like exactly on placement. So I was like, okay, cool, like we'll go talk about that. So we did that, and then she said she hadn't drawn anything up. So it was probably gonna be like an hour for her to draw something up. And at this point it was already 6 o'clock, so like 2 hours later than my original appointment. Which like, I was kind of like a little like irritated, but in a way I wasn't. Like with my hair, I'm not supposed to get like super stressed or mad. So I was just trying to like be calm and mellow, like, it's okay, girl, like, do your thing, like, don't rush it. I want it to look good, yeah. And then I was kind of nervous that like she's just gonna like rush it or whatever. But no, it turned out good. Which my boyfriend, after I got my first tattoo from her, he wanted to get a tattoo from her, and there was kind of like an issue with that on like booking and her getting back to him. And he is very much a person that like wants to see like a drawing before he like goes to the appointment, before he drives, because like, yeah, like driving an hour and a half away and then not liking it, you know, that's kind of a thing you don't want to do. So when he wanted to get his tattoo from her, she was like, oh, well, I'll probably do a lot of the drawing like day of. And he was like, yeah, no. So I figured that's what she was gonna do. But yeah, it was another hour for her to actually draw the thing up. So at that point, I was really hungry. I was like starving, which I'd eaten a light lunch beforehand because I knew I didn't want to be like getting a tattoo on an empty stomach. But I also didn't want to be like extremely like full, like to the point where I felt like I was just like gonna get sick. So I was like, okay, well, like I'm gonna go find something to eat. Like, what do you suggest? Because this is like downtown, so I was like, there's no way I'm moving my car to go get food. It's like busy. I don't want to have to deal with like the parking garage again, because I had a really good spot in the parking garage. It was like really easy to get to. It was like the second spot, like once you drove in, it was like perfect. And it was really close to the tattoo shop. So there's actually just like a little diner down the street. So I went and ate. I just got like a salad from there. Kind of like dinked around a little bit. By the time I got done eating, she was pretty much done drawing, but we only had time to do the outline, which I was expecting to get the whole tattoo done. That's what we kind of agreed on like yesterday, which that didn't happen. And then she also had 3 appointments after me, and I didn't get done till like 8:45, which sucks. But the reason she said like she was so overbooked was because she's going on a trip for 2 weeks, so she like completely overbooked herself. But she got me in her books in July to come back for the shading, and she's like, I'm so sorry, like I'll put you down for this time and I won't overbook myself and we won't have to do any drawing, so we'll get right in at your time. And yeah, but maybe I should really make a my tattoo experience video, because every time I've gotten tattooed, it's been like an issue. Like no matter what artist, no matter the circumstance, there's always been something that's gone, like, I wouldn't say horribly wrong, but nothing can just ever go like smooth for me. So yeah, it all worked out. Like it's fine. Like if I have to come back for shading, I guess I can wait. It's fine. She did give me a discount because she quoted me. I mean, really, you don't know for sure how much it's gonna cost. Like I wasn't like super sure on like placement and how big it was gonna be, so maybe it's not really a discount. But what she quoted me is a lot less than what I actually paid, and I don't know if she did that just because like it's not as detailed as we thought it was gonna be, or because she was running a little late, maybe a little bit of both, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's worked out. Like the both times I've gotten tattoos from her, I've kind of gotten a discount. So yeah, so I got home last night at like 11 when I was supposed to get home at like 7, and it started downpouring and I could hardly see the road. Every time I go out of town by myself, it downpours and I can't see the road, or there's a tornado, I'm stuck in a snowstorm. Like seriously, I'm not sure like how I survive. But yeah, that's a lot of me rambling, so maybe I'll just show you guys the tattoo now, and I'll show you guys what I got at the thrift store, and I'll probably just call this vlog done. My friend April is coming over after work today. We're gonna go get lunch, and then I'm actually going on a college visit because I have another interest. I don't want to say I know what I want to go back to school for, because I had a college visit a little over a year ago, and I thought that's what I wanted to go back to school for, and I ended up not wanting to. So yeah, I just want to go like check it out, see what they have to offer. There's 2 schools I want to look at that I'm kind of leaning towards the other school right now, but this one is in the town I live in. So she's gonna go with me to that. Maybe I'll elaborate if I decide I like it enough to actually want to do it. Alright guys, and here's my tattoo. It's just the outline. It's a death's head moth death's head moth, or a hawk moth. It's a little more like stylized because the skull's a little bit bigger like on the body, and then underneath it we just have a little like sprigs of like rosemary, lavender, patchouli. Super cute. Yeah, this is it. I love it. And there's Prince being a lazy bum like always. I'm actually just going to show you what I got at the comic book store first, which I already talked about this a little bit when I was in the car. This is just a freebie the guy gave in. Yeah, not really like, I don't know. I feel like they probably just give out freebies a lot to people, but I've been going to this comic store since I was like 10, so I'm pretty familiar in there. I haven't, like, there was a span where I didn't read comic books for a long time. I kind of grew out of it, but I stopped with my friend last time. Oh yeah, this is another freebie. Is it? Yeah. This is a freebie. He also gave me, these are what I bought. I was like, did I buy like 5 things? No. But yeah, I went in with my friend a few weeks ago, and I found out that Watchmen has a sequel, and it's called Doomsday Clock, and I just am so far behind on things, but I bought the first 2. I've bought the first 2 being like, okay, I don't want to spend like a ton of money at the comic book store today, and if I don't like this series for some reason, if it's like not up to the Watchmen, like, you know, expectation, then I'm not gonna buy like all of the comics that are out so far, which is totally a horrible choice on my part, because it's Watchmen. Of course it's gonna be wonderful. So I have 3, 4, and 5 here, which is all that are out right now. The guy said that the next issue will be out in about a month, so I'm gonna read these today, and I'm super excited. Okay, now to what we found at Plato's Closet, which I've been having really good luck lately at the thrift store, which I know some people don't really include Plato's Closet as a thrift store, but I definitely do, because it's used clothes. It's just, you know, higher end clothes and clothes for teens, like, but they're still used. So I found a pair of black Doc Martens, and I was just telling myself that I kind of wanted a black pair of Doc Martens, even though I have like 4 pairs of Docs already, but I just wanted a pair of simple black Docs to wear with like any outfit, because my other ones are kind of like, I wouldn't call them specialty, but they're shoes that you kind of have to match with a certain outfit. And we do actually sell black Docs through my company that I work. We don't sell them in my store, but I could have gotten them online and used my discount. But I found these, and way cheaper than what I would have paid even with my discount. So they were $30, and they're a size 8. And yeah, it looks like they haven't even been worn. They might be like a little, I don't know, I wouldn't call them like dirty, but they just, I don't know, they're kind of dull, which I don't know, it kind of looks like that's just the way this leather is, but I do have the Doc Marten Wonder Balsam, which I'll probably put on these, just to waterproof them, but to see if I can like shine them up a little bit. But yeah, I am so excited about these, and I'll show you the other ones just so you guys can see. I haven't done a thrift haul, which I should. I'm not sure if I will, because I did film a thrift haul. Once I filmed it on my old camera and it was out of focus. The other time I filmed it, and I don't know, I just didn't like how I like looked in it. I don't know if I wasn't looking like into the camera, or, you know, whatever. It was like a bad angle. I didn't like it. But yeah, these I also found at the thrift store. I found these at again, a Plato's Closet, but a different location. So none of that filmed, but these are, yeah, I get done like talking about these shoes and none of it recorded, and I was like, oh. Anyways, these are the other pair of Docs that I found at a Plato's Closet in Des Moines, Iowa. They're super cute. They're not the leather, they're like a canvasy material, obviously, and they've got all these cute little roses on them and these little ribbon shoelaces, and they're super adorable. They're kind of a statement piece. They're not something that I would originally, like, I would not have ever paid full price for these, just because it's, I don't want to say out of my comfort zone, but this isn't like, they're just not something that I would spend my money on. Like, I would rather buy like black ones at full price than these. So I'm super stoked that I found these at the thrift store. They're so cute. I love them. I get compliments on them all the time. They're a little big, but for the price I paid for these, I just could not pass it up. So I've had really good luck at the thrift store lately with Doc Martens, and these also like looked like they'd never even been worn, like not even once. So yeah, I'm obsessed with Docs. I'm wearing a white pair with my wedding dress, and yeah, so I couldn't pass these up. So that is what I found at Plato's Closet. yeah, if I decide to vlog anything today, I probably won't, but it'll just be about like my friend and maybe the college visit. But yeah, for right now, I'm gonna sign off.